Well, wiggle my ears and tickle my toes. Methinks I see a baby's nose.
A baby.
It's not just a baby's nose. It's a whole baby. What kind of baby? A baby.
Maybe.
Maybe. Is that how we want to start this one?
Oh, God, no. It's just funny. In the rubber bush, I found in the
In the
Noah's
Ark. In the rubber bush.
In the rubber bush, I go splash in the pond.
I did it so well the first time, I can't do it again.
Yes, Mrs. Claus.
Sure thing,
Right.
Mrs. Claus.
Right away, Mrs.
Right.
Claus.
Who was that?
Sure thing, Mrs. Claus. In the rubber bush. I know. We'll call Santa Claus.
We should get into voice acting.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody. This is the Adventure Twins podcast, where two twins, us, talk about one of our favorite TV shows, Adventure Time. My name is Jacob.
My name is John.
And in today's episode, we're going to talk about Season 1, Episode 25, His Hero. This episode was released on September 20th, 2010, written by Kent Osborne, Nikki Yang, and Adam Muto. In this episode, Finn and Jake meet their hero, who tells them not to be so violent.
I think the episode was titled Finn Meets His Hero.
On HBO, it is.
Is there a different title
On
elsewhere?
it's on IMDb. It's just listed as His Hero, and then I think on the title card, it just says His Hero.
Interesting. I wonder why HBO would change that.
Yeah, I don't know if it was as well on Hulu, because I think you can watch it there too, maybe? I don't know where it's
I don't
streaming,
know.
but on HBO it says Finn Meets His Hero.
Whatever it says in the title card, I feel like would be the source.
Yeah, that's kind of what I also thought. It was a weird that
Interesting.
there was a difference. I don't know why there is one.
Yeah, that's the first discrepancy to my knowledge.
Yeah. What are your first thoughts?
This is a fun episode. I think this should have been the end of the season. I know there's one more episode. Especially knowing the quality of the next episode, I think this this is a good ending one because it raises the question: who is Finn's hero? Because we know Finn is made to be a hero character. He's, kind of a hero learning. He's learning all these lessons in each episode. But who does Finn admire as a hero? And I love that question. Who is a hero's hero? We got Billy.
Yeah, good old Billy. Yeah, Finn and Jake are both, obsessed with this guy. And, they look up and, every word he says is, they have to live true to that. So I agree. I think this should have been the final episode of this season. Especially because, I don't know. You get little bits of what becomes very important stuff.
I agree.
I think this would have been a really good closer because I think it's between this and the next episode, because we always record these episodes in pairs. This is by far a better episode than the next one.
Yeah. This feels like one of the first episodes that sets up for future episodes in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know that now, but knowing what we know, that sets up for a ton. A lot of almost like foreshadowing in ways, but it also makes the universe feel just a little bit bigger.
Yeah, absolutely. It gives you, I guess, kind of backstory because it talks about past. Well, I guess we'd learned a little bit about Finn's backstory, about how, he was at least adopted by Jake's parents and won Boom Boom on a leaf, and that's why he's sworn to be a hero. But we learn about what his inspirations are. So it gets into sort of Finn's character via his past a little bit, or via his past a little bit, if you will.
Perhaps.
How does this episode opens? They're fighting a swamp giant. Just
Yeah,
beating him
swamp.
up.
It made me. Yeah, falling off a cliff, beating up a swamp giant. Nice cold open.
Yeah.
They were able to come up with something, which is nice.
Get just thrown right into the fight. They're just fighting a guy trying to find the mini queen.
Yeah, I like the mini queen is like a little bug that's hidden on the swamp giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a little ladybug. I thought it was cute because it's it's not bug queen, it's mini queen.
Yeah.
I would think a mini queen is a very tiny human being, but no, it's not. I don't know, I like that little difference. And
Yeah, because it's like every other princess is kind of what they literally are. So like Slime Princess is made of slime, and I don't know, Princess Bubblegum of the Candy Kingdom is made of candy, and
Flame
Hot Dog
Princess and Hot Dog Princess and Berry
and then you
Princess
get
and Breakfast
Mini
Princess and
yeah.
Mini Princess is a bug.
It's a little ladybug.
yeah, it just felt a little different.
Anyway, one of the notes I said it says like that intro, just search Jake inflation.
Oh no.
Which of all the things you can search by adding the word inflation after it, Jake inflation has got to be one of the better ones because he does blow up like a balloon. It is a power of his, so that at least that one.
Yeah, that one might not be totally wrong.
Yeah, because I mean, they're falling off the cliff, and Jake blows himself up like a balloon, not like an explosion. And I think Finn says, "Hey, nice inflation, Jake." So
Yeah. And of course, we're talking about the economic principle of inflation.
yeah,
Yeah.
for those grocery market prices, they're going up.
Dude, I bought a pound of ground beef and it was $9.07.
Ooh,
Bruh.
fresh.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't frozen. It was fresh at Aldi, though.
Oh, damn, that is high.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be really on top of when certain market prices were going up. People loved to blame economic inflation on the price of eggs a lot. But the amount of times we're like, look, we know inflation is bad. There's also a massive avian flu outbreak right now.
Right.
That was
right.
usually a big one, was like, look, we know eggs are really high, but it was always, in the past couple of years, there have been some pretty major outbreaks. Granted, doesn't that also have to do with like government
Sure.
shutting down certain government programs? Yes.
Regulation on these industries.
It's cutting back
altogether.
regulations. Oh, what now? A bunch of the food's getting tainted and disease, and there's recalls and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
hey, whatever. I don't work at a grocery
Anyways,
store anymore.
Jake inflation.
Yeah, Jake inflation. I do like the mini bug. Like they cannot understand a word she's saying. She just kind of like squeaks at them. So she has to use her antennas to like write little notes on Finn's arm, and one of the notes just says "Call me." Yeah,
she
just funny.
speaks
She's cute.
She speaks very, very tiny.
Yeah.
I work with somebody who's very quiet. Nobody can understand what she says.
So then they wander along, and they find a really cool sword, just stabbed into the ground.
A little gives a little Arthurian legend almost.
Oh yeah, it does.
Sword at the bottom of a pond, or sword stuck in stone. But Jake quickly notices that this is not just a sword. This is Billy's sword of the legendary hero Billy.
I love
And
it.
then it cues the Billy theme song.
Billy has his own theme song. Did you write down any of the lines in the theme song?
No, I didn't. I was just amazed by a little detail that showed up in the theme song.
Can you remember any of the lines in the theme song? I
No.
wrote down 3 of them.
No. What are they?
He's the greatest warrior ever.
Sure.
Cast the Lich King down.
Yep, I wrote that one down.
And I think the last line is also he fought a bear.
Yes, I remember fighting a bear.
Yeah, he fights just a bear at the end.
After the theme song ends, it cuts back, and they're like, "He fought a bear."
Yeah, so I mean, he's Billy. I think it's hilarious that his greatest hero is just a guy named Billy.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's something funny about that.
Billy. I feel like the whole idea of like heroes and heroism. This made me think back to when we took Brit Lit in high school. Billy gives those Beowulf vibes, very early British literature idea of a hero, high masculinity, high strength. He's literally shirtless. I mean, because they couldn't go full nudity like Beowulf. But then there's also the idea of heroes with Arthurian legends, and I feel like that's the Lost Sword. They kind of toned down the masculinity of heroes, but brought it down to
It becomes more of about honor
knights and
like
honor. Which that's very Finn coded, I think.
Yeah.
Finn's all about his honor and doing things to help people, where Billy just felt like he's straight power and masculinity. So different idea of heroes there, and I thought that tied in pretty well.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, so Billy is more of like an Anglo-Saxon type hero, where Finn is a sort of different generation of what is good mean and stuff like that.
Yeah, Yeah.
I wish I'd written down the whole theme song because they list a few of the other things. Oh, did you notice what he says when he like calls his sword to him?
Something thong.
It sounds like he's saying no tongue, like a
Yeah.
tongue in your mouth.
Yeah.
In the captions, because I watch it with captions on, it said like
Sure.
knock tong or something like that, like
Yeah.
NOCHTUNG or something like that.
Did you look that up at all?
I did not. I wonder if something on the wiki page would say anything about that.
Maybe. I feel like there's got to be an Easter egg there of the name of the sword.
Is that the sword? Is that the sword's name?
Yeah, no tongue or something like that. While you're looking that up, Billy, who obviously we do get to meet Billy. That's the whole point of the episode. Billy is voiced by everyone's favorite Lou Ferrigno,
Yeah.
who is
Yeah, he
most
is.
famous for playing the Incredible Hulk in like the old Hulk show or several of the Hulk movies. But Lou Ferrigno is the original The Incredible Hulk, and I think that's kind of fun to have an old school hero like Lou Ferrigno play Billy, the old school hero. I think that was a lot of fun. Nice little fitting cameo for Billy.
Oh, okay. I did Google it. So, Nothung, it's NOTHUNG. It is the name of the sword. Etymology. This is on Adventure Time Wiki.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing for etymology. The name Nothung, modern German, Nothung equals child of need. It comes from Richard Wagner's Ring Cycle, in which it is the sword of the hero Siegfried. The name was invented by Wagner, replaced the names for the hero sword found in Wagner sources, the Norse Edda and Volsunga Saga, Wrath, and in the medieval German Nibelungenlied. So,
Sure.
Graham Destruction. I don't know what. I'm a little lost here on where these
Getting
words
a
are
little
coming
in the
from.
weeds.
But anyway, yeah, it comes from a German opera, I guess. If it's
sure.
Wagner, yeah, Richard Wagner. So yeah, that
There
is
you
the
go.
name of the
Flight
sword.
of the Valkyries.
Nothung. I don't know if Flight of the Valkyries was part of that
That's
one. I
Wagner.
guess it was. Yeah. It was,
that's-
but
that's
I
all
don't know
I'm
if it was part of that.
Yeah.
That
Oh no, maybe
might
not.
be. Maybe
There you go.
was.
It could be.
I don't know. It's all. It was
It's
a
great to
German, some German operas based on like Norse mythology, so Norse and other ancient mythology. So anyway, yeah, that's cool. I was also a little curious about the sword's name.
Yeah. So Billy's this cool macho. Obviously, a lot of inspiration, I'd say, from Norse and German mythology. I guess.
the way he's designed and the helmet design and stuff like that.
Yeah, and Beowulf and Anglo-Saxon heroism and yeah. So the theme song, he fights the Lich King.
Yeah,
That's big.
Yeah,
That's
just a
big. What?
little common. We are not into the show yet where the Lich King becomes a thing. A lich is, also a character or an archetype that kind of already exists. So like,
Yeah.
if you're aware of what a lich is, it's
They
or lick.
they exist
I guess,
in D&D.
Maybe it's German.
They're a thing that's not like exclusive to Adventure Time.
But yeah. So I mean that I kind of also noticed. I'm like, oh hey, wait a second.
Yeah, I didn't.
wow, the
Yeah,
Lich King.
because I feel like the Lich King, when he shows up as a villain, is like that's when the show lore starts to really hit, and that's when the show starts to become more mature.
Yeah.
Is that? So I'm excited for that, but that's not till like season 3, I think.
We've got some time before that, but that was kind of
cool-
I
kinda
also
cool.
noticed, I'm like, whoa, that's like, it's like I don't know, it's like watching like the theme song for a show and they just casually drop like some Satan right into the theme song, and then
Yeah.
just move on like nothing happened. Or like, hold on, a
Yeah,
second. Can we
yeah,
talk about
literally.
Satan there.
Hold on a second. Whoa, buddy.
Getting a little ahead of themselves, but
Yeah. So they pull on the sword, giving very Sword in the Stone vibes.
Yeah.
And it releases a hole in the mountain, which they call Billy's legendary crack, which made me chuckle. That's probably one of my favorite quotes from the whole
Billy's
the whole
legendary
episode.
crack.
But they go in and meet Billy, who's just hanging out on a throne next to all of his gold, giving big like Smaug vibes from The Hobbit.
Yeah,
which
they
is
walk in-
weird.
They walk in there, they're like, "Oh my god, it's Billy," and he just goes, "Hello." My first thought was, "Oh my god, is it Mr. Frog?"
I thought the same thing. Mr. Frog is in there.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Did you notice his throne is just like an old CRT TV? He's just
I
sitting
didn't
on
see
a
that.
TV.
That's cool.
And there's just other like broken TVs in his house, so I don't really know what's up there.
I feel like that's referenced in another episode, like the future. I don't remember.
But yeah, he's just surrounded. I don't know what he's doing in there, just kind of existing, I guess. But
They, Billy and Finn and Jake, they talk, and Finn and Jake fanboy because they've literally meeting their hero. And they're fanboying over how he's awesome and like, oh my gosh, you want to go like do hero stuff and quests with us or whatever. And Billy turns out to be a big pacifist now, and he's like, nah, think about all these people you saved. They're probably dead now. So there's no point doing violence. Might as well do helping through non-violence. And I'm like, okay, I mean, I see where he's coming from. That's actually not a bad idea.
yeah, he's just like, you don't have to keep fighting. Everyone you've saved is probably just going to get captured again. A real way to help is by, he says, help people by being active in your community. And I'm like, well, you're not wrong, Billy. I made a note
Billy
that I was
being
thinking,
active.
I was wondering if this episode was going to go into a sort of don't meet your heroes kind of energy. And
I did too.
It doesn't really. They kind of find their own way around it by the end. But it's definitely like, he gives them this advice that like they take to heart. And I guess the whole conflict of the episode is they're trying to live exactly as this guy says, but like, cause he's their hero, but like they can't, they're just finding it's too hard to do the way he does it. And they have to find their own way to be heroes. Which is not by necessarily just helping their community.
Yeah. I like the idea of just volunteering at like a soup kitchen as a way to be a hero. But I do like that as like you think of our, everyday heroes like a bus driver or, the school janitor or people who like do so much for the community and serve others. Those are real heroes, according to Billy, not just the people who go and beat up like bad guys.
Yeah.
So there's something to be learned there.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's necessarily wrong in this episode. I don't think he's wrong by saying like,
No.
oh, you could just help people out. That's another way to be here. It's just like another option.
Yeah. Specifically,
he's
though,
just,
the non-violent part.
Yeah, he's just moved
Yeah.
on from violence pretty significantly and is trying to advocate for not doing that. He describes it as like, as pointless as a dog catching its own tail. So Jake sits around and tries. And my thought was like, Jake, why do you even have to chase your own tail? You can stretch. Just like, get it. I don't
That makes me think of Patrick. It's like, want to see me, the superhero episode where we made a Barnacle Boy.
Oh, yeah.
Want to see me touch my toes? I can finally touch my toes. And like his toes stretch around him to touch his hands.
Yeah, it's like, Jake, you don't have to chase your own tail. Just stretch your torso, stretch your mouth, stretch your tail back to your mouth. Like, I don't know. It's still just funny to see Jake being a dog.
Yeah. Sometimes you get that, especially next episode. He acts a lot like a dog.
Yeah.
Moving forward in the episode, I will say from this point on, this episode moved super quick.
Yeah.
It was a little hard to keep up. It was kind of like just like little sight gag after sight gag. So I don't want to just like try and go in order because I won't get it all.
Yeah, their whole thing at this point is that they're going to go and try and help people, but Finn almost can't help himself to not be violent or to not help people in his own way. So it's like, oh, they take his word and they go like, a guy's getting chased by a dragon, and it was that the dragon from the mountain episode where the village people
Memories of Boom Boom Mountain. I wrote
Memories of Boom Boom
that
Mountain
down.
was that dragon.
Yep.
And like they're like, all right, we're not going to help you. We're not going to fight the dragon. We're not being violent anymore. But like, what else do you need? And he goes, I don't know, kind of hungry. And so they decide,
I've been eating in 2 days.
we're going to make a gruel kitchen. We're going to just give people gruel. But they can't do that, right? Because Finn
put
mixed stone skin potion in there. It turns everyone into rock monsters.
Yeah, which I guess is so they can defend themselves against dragons. So they're kind of able to help that dude who's being chased by a dragon if he had stone skin. But the dude's like, no, I've been running from a dragon for 2 days, and then I got lost for 3 days, and then I got married by an enchantress for a
It's
week.
under an enchantress spell.
I'm like, wait, how long were they at running a soup kitchen or a gruel kitchen? That's like
I don't know.
almost 2 full weeks.
The adventures of Finn and Jake just running a kitchen, giving gruel to the
heroes do.
townsfolk.
I like the first
They do.
the first lady who comes in to get gruel says, this gruel is very adequate. That made me chuckle.
Notice that, yeah.
Yeah.
And then their next bit. Oh wait, yeah. The dragon guy comes back, and he has the gruel. His stone turns to skin, and he's like, "I'm a cobbler. I can't I can't cobble things when I have stone hands." So Finn and Jacob, they're like, "All right, guess we're cobblers now."
All right, we're cobblers. And it cuts, and now they're in a cobble shop.
Yeah.
And the dude's like, no, you're not cobblers. You're just watching my shop while I get rid of the stone thing.
I go to the dermatologist. And they keep using
And of
magic.
course-
Yeah. They're bad at cobbling. They keep sneaking weapons in all the shoes.
Yeah, lady comes in to get her high heel fixed. For I wrote it down. No, I didn't write it down.
I didn't write.
She's going to a fancy funeral, and she needed her high heel fixed, and so they fix it. Except now the shoe has like hidden knives in it and stuff. I wrote it down. It becomes a standard goth boot high heel, with all the metal piercings and like sharp objects coming off of it.
It's just a Doc Martin with a bunch of chainmail.
Yeah, exactly. So they can't even cobble right. They're still sneaking violence into it, which is kind of funny. And then they become doctors.
Oh my god, they did become doctors. Yeah.
Like, how do you hurt people?
Oh right, because they became doctors, and the only person who comes over to them is Lumpy Space Princess. And
Yes.
she wants
Yes.
plastic surgery to fit into a swimsuit. And it kind of works. She comes out, and now she has legs. And she doesn't just float everywhere. And it was like, oh, they
Legs,
like totally
perfect body.
changed- Yeah, and she fits into the swimsuit, but oops, they accidentally made her a cyborg as well.
Yeah, she
I'm
has a unicycle wheel, a laser eye, like all this
She's got like
shit.
knife fans
and like
stuff.
like how do you mess up that bad? That's where I'm like, this episode just went off the rails. Like this became stupid.
They're
But
so bad at not being violent that they're fucking up every other job they have, because they're just like, oh, sorry, we're just warriors. We can't help but make weapons.
I like the episode makes use of like hard cuts. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
I'm a cobbler, and then it cuts to them as cobblers. Like, all right, we're cobblers.
Yeah.
And someone's like, I need a doctor, and then it cuts, and they're just like Finn's just standing there wearing a doctor's robe. I'm like, oh, I guess they're doctors now. So it's a very like visually funny episode. It's just completely absurd.
Yeah. They they make LSP gets mad because she's been turned into a cyborg. The cobbler just keeps getting fucked by he got hit by like the shoe knife, and then he gets like shot with a laser eye from Lumpy Space Princess. So this cobbler guy keeps coming back, and he's the violence keeps seeming to find him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed before the plastic surgery, you noticed the Adventure Time title card popped up again. I thought it was going to be like plastic surgery time. No, it just said Adventure Time. But yeah, I know how we always say like, oh, that's the last time you see the title
You're never gonna
card.
see that again.
Nope, there it is in episode 25. It's still there.
And what happens next?
This
fight
is
some-
where
they
it
fight
gets a little
something, right?
They fight something. Something comes back, I think, to fight the cobbler, the original cobbler.
Oh, it was the swamp giant. The swamp giant came back.
Oh yeah, to fight an old lady.
Yeah, and it's fighting an
That's
old
right.
lady, and then the old lady tells them, like, "Oh, it's fine. You can fight. Like, I don't know. You're born to be a fighter, just like I was born to be an old lady." And she does like a little dance and stuff. And
Yes.
oh man,
Well,
the endings of these episodes always like I lose it.
I watched this episode less than an hour ago, and I mean, this already shows I can't remember how this ends. When I at this point, literally, my notes just say this episode moves way too fast. Holy shit, I can't keep up. This is evidence. I don't even remember the old lady, which is why we're struggling to come up with what happens next. The old lady is attacked. Finn's trying to not fight, but you see his like fist slowly rise in anger, and he goes,
yeah.
"Oh, a fist raised in righteous anger. Oh no, it's my fist."
There. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
I just wrote down
So-
it's my fist, and I'm like, man,
Yes.
I gotta be more specific in my note taking because I'm writing down lines, but I don't remember the context for any of them.
Yeah. That's what happens, and the old lady is like, "Oh, you know, I was born to be an old lady, and you were born to be a fighter." And I guess the message here is like, don't deny your nature, or I don't know really what the theme is here that they're trying to get
Yeah,
across.
she calls Finn a paladin. That was something I noted, and I was like, oh, cool.
Oh, that's
like,
cool.
Yeah, you know,
Little-
the class
little WoW
from like D
reference.
and D and stuff. So
Oh, yeah, that too.
and that. And she also says, "Don't take advice from old people." So they go back
Yes.
to Billy and explain of like, "Hey, yeah, she told us not to listen to old people, so we're just gonna like,
And to be violent.
yeah." She told us like, you know, violence is what we're good at. We're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Billy
I guess that, yeah.
kind of accepts that as the answer, and it's like, okay. He has something with he has like a gaping hole in his chest. I don't really understand how
And
any of that.
It like responds to them like it fills like the heart fills in, his body completes itself when they kind of
His-
like, we're gonna be true to ourselves and who we are as people, and it kind of like
His heart
completes him, I
Grew
guess.
3 sizes that day.
Yeah, it's a lot like the Grink.
The Grink was the Grink
The
there.
Grink there. I wrote down some notes. Is violence justified, and can it be?
Is violence justified, and can it be?
Because for Finn and Jake, that's kind of where they land. Is that like it's sort of justified violence? It's who they are, but they're doing it to help people. Versus Billy, who's like, nah, this violence. It's just, you know, they're just gonna get captured again. Just be a pacifist. Help out in your community.
Well, I mean, using the we're doing it to hurt bad people, that can be. You can always argue, well, this person was doing a bad thing, so where do you draw the line?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that one gets.
And then I also ask,
Huh.
is Billy right that helping someone is pointless because they're just going to need help again? To which I
No.
would say, no, it's not pointless because, you know, they're going to need help again, but like everyone's going to need help again. You can't just be like, oh, I did it for you once already. You're just going to need it again.
Yeah.
It's pointless. But it's like,
Is
well,
that-
they still need the help. I don't know.
Does that mean you just shouldn't help people at all? I mean, people go
Yeah.
to come back to like a soup kitchen or a food pantry. People go to the food pantry. Yeah, might need it again, but that doesn't mean just don't serve them ever.
Yeah.
It's too overburdening to think of problems as some of these like persisting problems that like unfortunately may not go away. To think like, oh well, what are you gonna do about it? That's just how it is. That feels very
Yeah. And I think
defeatist.
it's a matter of kind of helping the symptoms. Like you can't always just be fixing the cause. Sometimes you have to kind
Right.
of go after the symptoms.
Yeah.
Now it'd be great to fix the cause, but sometimes that is a bigger task than can be done. So I think maybe in this one, it's Finn and Jake being warriors. That's who they are. And that may be part of a bigger cause of having to fight things. But for the time being, they're fighting certain symptoms of that violence, which is like there's monsters and stuff. You know, not to get into like the systemic violence of ooh, but
I wrote down a much simpler question. I really also thought they were going for like a never meet your heroes.
yeah.
Maybe it was going to be like the message here. And it made me think, have you ever met your hero?
Have I ever met my hero? Who is my hero? That's a good question too. I'd have to think about that one.
I wrote down, I have met my hero, and it's the only exception to never meet your heroes, and that is Weird Al Yankovic. Because if you meet him, good. Like that, he is as incredible as everybody makes him out to be.
No, he is a
he is the
such
exception
a nice
to-
guy.
I would say Sean Astin. I wouldn't say Sean Astin is my hero, but he is also just a friendly guy.
Yeah, just a really nice
Samwise is my hero, but not Sean Astin himself.
Yeah, it's hard
But
to say
Weird Al
who
really is like never meet your hero. Well, Weird Al doesn't count.
If
like
you can meet Weird Al
him.
Yankovic, go meet him. He's
You
a
should
really
do it.
nice guy. He goes out of his way to just be a nice guy.
Yeah.
I don't really know who my hero is. I don't know. Spider-Man, Kermit the Frog. You know, real people, you know, just really real stuff.
When we were kids, I think in like third grade it was. Third or fourth grade, elementary school, we had to write like a little like paper about who our hero was, and I wrote how Jacob was my hero because when we were babies in daycare, there was another baby who would like continuously bite me, and like I'd come home with bite marks all over me. And one day Jacob just pushed him off my back, and so I wrote this whole little paper about how Jacob was my hero, and they put it up on the wall in the hallway. And Mom took a photo of it because she was so happy that I wrote about that. And Jacob took Mom's phone and deleted the photo. And it literally was like gone forever. Like we could never find the photo or that report again.
Well, yep.
That happened.
Maybe,
That happened.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't remember doing that. I don't doubt
Yeah,
it.
well, it happened.
Yep. Sometimes kids learn how to use a smartphone faster than their parents. That's why you always put a password on your phone.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. So have you met this hero of yours?
Weird Al Yankovic?
No, the one you wrote about in this report. Did you meet him?
No, I wish I could one day. Yeah, I think his name was Baby Back Biter Buster. He's the dude who busts babies who are biting backs.
I personally would like to meet a guy who's pushing a baby off of another baby. I want to meet
Real
this guy
heroes.
who's pushing babies around.
Real heroes push babies over. That's the story here.
That's what Billy doesn't understand. Sometimes you
Violence is the answer, Billy.
It's about pushing babies over. You got to push them over, Billy. Do you have any closing thoughts? Oh wait, the ending. Billy just kind of like disappears. He just like fades away.
Yeah.
We see him again, so I don't really remember what this whole him just disappearing into the void is.
I don't think it matters. This episode was just like crazy. It was too much to keep up with.
Yeah. Well. With that yawn, it must mean it's time. I like this episode. I like
Me
Billy.
too.
I think Billy having or not Billy. I think Finn having someone that he looks up to is good because it kind of establishes, I don't know, it sets things up. You know, give him something he loves, or someone. It kind of adds characters that are not necessarily in the family, but like, you know, it's not just some random arbitrary character. It's someone he's already aware of, will continue ideally to be aware of.
It helps you understand Finn's ideology a bit more and his desire to be hero and help people as well. And it gives a little bit character development to him too, which is important because you don't always get that directly like this.
Yeah, I think it's a good episode. I think it's funny as well, so
It is funny.
that always helps when it's funny.
I wish sometimes we didn't have to take notes.
Yeah.
Because it's
sit
like,
and
this is
enjoy.
just a funny episode, but it was like too quick and I felt like overburdened by trying to write down
Just
what I
moves
was.
so fast, and I'm just like, man, am I gonna have to talk about everything that happens? There's just
Oh yeah, trying to talk about we almost need to just not talk about the episodes in order because it's like too hard to stay focused.
yeah. But
Yeah.
otherwise, we're just gonna ramble and forget everything we said.
Yeah, literally.
But anyway, it's all right. Adventure Twin.